History is written in the light, but its deepest truths are often preserved in the shadows. Some stories were forgotten, some were erased, and some were never meant to be found. Welcome to the Tamas archive. Imagine a 19-year-old king, the ruler of a powerful empire, walking through the gates of his own fortress. Suddenly, the stone archway collapses directly on top of him. He survives. He is conscious and speaking. But instead of calling for doctors, his prime minister locks him in a secret room. 2 hours later, the doors open to reveal a mangled corpse. This forces a difficult question. Was this an architectural failure or a calculated assassination? This is the story of a mystery that many believe broke a superpower from the inside out. In the early 19th century, the Sikh Empire was a superpower in northern India. It possessed legendary wealth and a fierce army built by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. But when the old Maharaja died, the throne became the center of a violent battle for power. Amidst the chaos, Maharaja Nau Nihal Singh emerged as a beacon of hope. At 19, he was brilliant, loved by his people, and seen by many as the only man capable of saving the empire from collapse. He was ready to rule, but taking the crown during such a volatile struggle was a dangerous move. On November 5, 1840, the prince performed his father's final rites on the banks of the Ravi River. The atmosphere in Lahore was tense. As the royal procession walked back to the Lahore Fort, the prince was accompanied by his calculating prime minister, Dhyan Singh Dogra. As they passed beneath the Roshnai Gate, the stone blocks and brickwork collapsed without warning. The heavy structure crashed down, instantly killing the nobleman walking right next to the king. Guards pulled the king from the rubble. Multiple eyewitnesses reported his skull was intact. He was conscious, breathing, and even asked for water. While it looked like a tragic accident, the king's survival forced the conspirators to take a darker path inside the fortress. Prime Minister Dogra took immediate control. He placed the conscious king in a closed palanquin and rushed him deep into the fort, hidden from view. Once inside an isolated chamber, Dogra locked the heavy doors from the inside, leaving the 19-year-old king alone in the dark. Outside, the prime minister's loyal guards held royal doctors at gunpoint, preventing them from delivering medicine to the injured king. The Maharaja's mother arrived in tears, beating on the doors and begging to see her son. She was denied entry. 2 hours later, the doors finally opened. Dogra announced that the Maharaja had succumbed to his injuries. But the scene inside the room told a different story. The bed sheets were soaked in fresh blood, and the king's skull, which was reported intact earlier, was now brutally crushed. The state of the body suggested the young ruler had survived the falling stones, only to be finished off inside that locked room. Evidence of a crime quickly began to disappear. Within mere days, the 2 servants who carried the palanquin and saw the king conscious vanished without a single trace. The kingdom was so terrified by these events that no one dared to investigate the mechanics of the collapse at the gate. With the heir dead, a sudden power vacuum opened, plunging the royal family into a bloody, self-destructive civil war. The assassination succeeded. It didn't just remove a king. It left the empire's leadership permanently divided, with the true story hidden by those in power. The British East India Company had been watching from the shadows for years, waiting for the empire to weaken from within. Within a few short years, the British marched into Lahore and conquered the fractured kingdom. Great empires rarely fall to outside invaders first. They are destroyed by internal greed and the ambition of men standing closest to the throne. The grand Roshnai Gate still stands today. Its stones bear the scars of a forgotten crime and the echoes of a mother's screams outside a locked door. History's greatest secrets survive in forgotten places, waiting patiently for those willing to look for the truth. The Tamas Archive.